And we are back with Mike Johnson to talk about Max Domi, again, not on the ice for practice on Friday, a maintenance day by the team. And, you know, he signed that 4-year deal, $15 million this offseason. No goals to show for it. No points in his last 12 games, the longest slump of his career. So, MJ, is this a dry spell for Domi, or is this a bigger problem for the Maple Leafs?
Yeah, it's a dry spell. It's a drought for Max Domi, absolutely. But I don't think it's a massive problem for the Toronto Maple Leafs on a big picture thing. Max Domi cares. You can tell from where he grew up, from his dad playing for the Leafs, the way he plays and represents the Toronto Maple Leafs when he's on the ice. He cares. So this is killing him that he's gotten off the kind of start he is. Now, there were a few things, I think, working against Max from maybe having the kind of offensive punch he wanted to start the season. One is he's got to focus on defense. And I think trying to focus on defense with Craig Berube has not been Max Domi's strength in his career. So that takes some of his attention away. I think he's trying to change from such a pass-first mentality to maybe a more attacking net mentality. Again, something that's a little bit not quite as instinctive. Also, the Leafs are no longer the rush team they once were. And so when Max Domi, one of the faster skaters who can really make a lot of nice plays off the rush, doesn't get in those situations as often, again, it chips away at how effective he can be. He's working hard. It's not happening. And at this point, Laura, it's a crisis of confidence. You see a breakaway against Thompson. You see a backdoor empty netter against Ullmark. Neither one goes in. At some point, you're thinking, I'm never going to score again. He's written all over his face, his body language. He's so concerned about the lack of production. It's bleeding over to other parts of his game. He just needs to get healthy. If he's not, try to park the stats for a minute and just go play. The numbers will eventually come back. But he's so important, as you can tell, because without Matthews, they don't really have another option to be the second-line center than Max Domi. So it's important he gets it together sooner than later.
Gripping that stick a little tight these days. We know McDavid, Draisaitl, and the rest of the Oilers are coming to town on Saturday. And, you know, going to what you were just talking about, the switch to Craig Berube behind the bench, largely done to help the Leafs on the defensive side of things. So here we are, almost at the quarter pole of the season. Do you think this edition of the Leafs is better suited now to stop those star players and kind of contain those good teams?
Better suited, sure, doesn't mean they're going to, but better prepared for a few different reasons. One, right now they have a tremendous defensive pair. With Tanev, who you thought was going to play with Riley, he's not. He's playing with Jake McCabe. And those two have been an absolute shutdown pair in every sense of the word. They play against the other team's best players and are able to control them with the way that they can defend. So that gives you a good shot. If you get past them, you have a goaltender who's playing really, really well in Stolarz. That's better than they were last year. That offers them a little bit better chance as well. You also have a better penalty kill if you take penalties to maybe not let them score on the power play. And a system that is designed to limit the big mistake. The kind of mistake that McDavid and Draisaitl will pounce on and capitalize on. So maybe just making it more difficult is the objective, and I think they're on a good pace for that. But no Matthews and too many penalties taken will make the job hard against the Edmonton Oilers. But they're well suited, but a lot of teams are well suited and are not very successful against that too.
No, absolutely not. Yes, even though Austin Matthews will not be playing, this is still must-see TV. The Stars will be out in Toronto on Saturday night. MJ, thanks for joining us.